me open this up. Hold up. All right, let's assemble the document. All right, so we got, what is this? Replay review. Jasonmozzasticks. I love mozzarella sticks. Mozzarella sticks are fucking sick. Ken versus Sakura. Or Sakura versus Ken. Let's just do it in this order. Okay. General. Observations. Yes, English. English is a language I speak. Then we need game 1, game 2, game 3. Then we have recommendations. And then things to practice. Alright. So we're gonna start. Actually, let me do round 1. Actually, we'll do. Let me format this real quick. Shout outs to Microsoft Word. Shout outs to the university I went to, still letting me use Microsoft Word. Alright. Okay. So. Let's watch the replay. Always watch the replays just to get an idea of what happened on the 2X. Shampoo. So when we're watching it fast forward like this, we're just trying to see if we can catch any general patterns. Like, so we're gonna watch the whole match on fast forward and just try to see, you know, what happens and if there's like a common obvious pattern we can pick out. Yo, what's up, Napalm Fist? I see you, man. I hope you are having an excellent Thursday. Okay. Okay. Respectable. Respectable. I am playing. I was playing Street Fighter V online, which is always like a little bit like, am I gonna get salty? But now we're reviewing these replays. We got the Word document out. We out here. Ken versus Sakura is a pretty fair matchup, in my opinion. Anthony Davis fan. Yeah, that's Jasonmozzasticks. He should convert his Twitch name to something to do with mozzarella sticks, because mozzarella sticks are actually sick. If you don't fuck with mozzarella sticks, you're questionable. This matchup seems pretty fair. It's a lot of mid-range stuff. Sakura has a little bit of advantage. But Ken, it's not super significant. Okay. You made this Twitch account years ago? Man, I have I changed my username that I went by before Twitch allowed you to change your username, like back when Twitch first came out. So now I have 2 Twitch accounts, but one of them I haven't used in like 6 years. Let me turn this off. I'm so sorry. Let me turn this off. We need to focus. Okay. Sakura. So far, I haven't noticed any crazy obvious patterns. Except for like short combos. But neither of these characters have like extremely long combos, and both of you guys pretty much know like what the B&Bs should be. So I'm just gonna write in general observations. I'm just gonna note down like dropping combos, the jump into sweep. Yeah, that's what I'm dropping combos and short combos.
Round one. Fight.
Okay. Since we're moving two people, I see you. That's fair. That's fair. Okay. Oh, okay. So that's some matchup specific things. I see you. I see you. Yo, the water, I got you. Okay. I see a lot of jumps, so let's put a lot. It's not like crazy, but it's a significant amount of jumping. Let me format this. I'll zoom this in a second. Okay. Hadouken. Exit. V-trigger. V-trigger 1 for Sakura is either V-trigger is fine in this matchup, but for Ken matchup specific stuff, I would go for V-trigger V-trigger 1 because Sakura's fireball is not easy to grab. Okay, so here's the general stuff. Let me bold this out. Let's make this bold. Let me increase the font size, bro. I got you. Nah, I don't fuck with Calibri. Calibri Light. Nah, we need some Tahoma up in here. I fuck with Tahoma. Alright. Okay, here we go. So I notice generally. Now, if you guys notice anything, please do point it out, right? Because we are here as a team. So combos. Dropping combos, short combos, matchup knowledge, Sakura fireball, significant amount of jumps. That's just what I noticed from this quick fast forward. So now we're going to go back to game one. We're going to go back to game one, and then we're going to comb through it. This is the tech. I wanna have an account. I wanna have an account that's like unranked or in Bronze League, just to like play in Battle Lounge. Just be like the ranking system. But I know what you mean. Okay, so let's go back. This here round. Okay, so at round start, you usually, unless you are real confident, you want to take a conservative option, because this right here, maybe it would work if he like did round start backdash or something like that. But this doesn't really get you into an advantageous situation, and it doesn't really give you a chance to see what he's going for. So if he tried to like 99-second jump, which is like a popular option, or if he did like 99-second fireball, either of those would get you into a sticky spot. Okay. So at 99 seconds, I think And really, unless you have like an absolute read, you kind of almost don't want to do anything. You just want to look. Okay, so this stand short. This is the appropriate punish. This is actually the correct thing to do. I believe it's just a little bit slow. Oh, let's turn on the hitbox viewer, just to see. It can't hurt. Can I run this? Can I run this while the game is already up? Is it gonna hook into the game? I think I'd have to restart the game. All right, no big deal. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right, we're gonna run a hitbox viewer. Look. I'm a streamer. I know what I'm doing. All right, we're gonna run the hitbox viewer, and then we're gonna run the game. My bad. It turns out that if you close this while the game is up, it crashes the game. So when Ken does step kick, you really only want to use your step kick on the tip of it, right? Unless it's inside of a combo, you really only want to hit them really far away at the maximum range to make it as difficult as possible to punish. Because the step kick is -6. So a lot of characters get pretty much almost whatever punish they want if you're too close. Sakura, the go-to punish right there is stand short. Her standing light kick. That's the punish you want to go for. So that's the appropriate response. However, when you do that, if you are unsure, well, actually, you can always just buffer in the motion because either you punish it or it just whiffs. So there's not really there's no drawback to just doing stand short, special move buffer. I need something to draw on the screen with. I feel like that would be a useful thing. Okay, here we go. Now, okay, so we got the hitboxes on. A lot of this information might seem a little bit superfluous, but it can't hurt to be exposed to this info. So let's go back. This strategically is really kind of risk. And right here, this is the appropriate punish, but it's either just out of range. Yeah, okay, so he crouches into it. Or a little bit late. You can also use like anything that's faster than 6 frames startup and goes far, so like EXDP maybe. That's good. Okay. Anti-air. Sakura kind of has a little bit of trouble doing AAs. You get to do the command hard kick, the one where she kicks directly above her head. And you could do command fierce as an anti-air. If you're in the right position, you could do stand jab. Air to air here, a little bit of a suboptimal option. You could also DP as an anti-air with Sakura, but it's a little bit more difficult because her DPs are weird. So the anti-air is good, but air to air, I don't think is like a great first choice. But this is excellent. Here, so the reason that this crush counters, right, is because advantage. So look at what the situation this air to air creates, right? So Sakura air to airs him. Sakura air to airs, and Ken flips out and recovers just a little bit before Sakura does. You see that? Just a little bit. So he recovers a few frames faster because Sakura did the jumping light rising up, right? So she has recovery on the ground. When you do an air normal, you recover on the ground. So one of the great advantages of using a normal attack to anti-air, like a grounded normal attack, is that you will always be at like double digits advantage, right? So And one of the, so that conversely, that's the risk of using an air-to-air, is that if you don't time and aim your air-to-air properly, you'll end up in a situation like this. So by choosing to air-to-air, you actually give up a lot of advantages where you otherwise wouldn't. And pretty much as an anti-air option, you only want to air-to-air as like a last resort. It's always better to anti-air your opponent from the ground. So here, CC sweep. This is an opportunity for pressure. It gets missed. Just point that out. Okay. Combinations. These skills. Sweeps. Punish opportunity. Tengyo, Hadouken. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Tengyo, Hadouken. Okay, back throw into the corner. This is a questionable decision followed up by a good decision, right? If you jump into the corner, you're gonna sacrifice the greatest advantage in the game. The most advantageous situation you can be in is to have your opponent knocked down and have them in the corner. So right here, Sakura is in the best possible position of Street Fighter, right? Ken is in the corner and he's knocked down. He cannot escape, which means that Sakura has total control over the space between the characters, right? If you have your opponent in the corner, generally you do not want to jump over top of them. It can be really enticing because it's possible to make these types of jump-ins pretty ambiguous, but like unless it has to pay out. If you jump into the corner, it really has to pay out. So questionable decision here. Back throw into the corner. If you're cornered, you want to try to land a back throw because it puts you into the best position, right? So this is one of the best ways to get yourself out of like a shitty situation, is to back throw your opponent into the corner if you can. Okay. Here's another minor optimization that could be made. Is when you are ending the round, you can get more resources by back throwing your opponent, right? So at the end of the round, if your opponent is dizzied, you want to try to do a combo that's going to build you the most meter for the following round. And if they're only one hit away, if you back throw them, it builds the most meter. That's not like super potent, but it's just point it out because it can't hurt. Okay. Hadouken. A lot of sweep. A lot of sweep. At this position. Okay, so sweep could maybe interrupt him if he tries to advance, right? But is this really gonna get Ken into a good situation, right? Like, why are we pressing sweep right here, right? What is the situation that's gonna happen after sweep? Well, he'll get knocked down. You'll get to advance, but you could also do a safer move, right? This was still before yesterday's thing. Yeah, you have those. If anyone's not hip, yesterday we looked at 2 of Zaku's replays, and we actually went over a hell of a lot of stuff. So some of those things may overlap. Okay, Hurricane Kick here. This is a big punish. Sakura has the opportunity to jump in punish this. If you crouch under Ken's Hurricane Kick, she could just hold up forward and punish. Or you can just walk behind him like this and get a punish when he hits the ground. There's no hitbox on the back. So this is just a little bit mistimed, but decent effort. Let's see, what is this move on block? This move is -7. So right here, Ken has the opportunity to Stand medium punch. Maybe back medium punch. Fierce. A lot of punish opportunity here. Just got missed. This is like matchup knowledge, right? So this is a punishable move on block. Walk up throw. Hadouken. So we're seeing this a lot, right? Sakura will throw a fireball, and then Ken will just block, right? If anyone throws a projectile from really far away, usually you want to counter it with your own projectile, right? Because here you're taking chip damage, or you'll take chip damage, or you'll put yourself into a situation where you could get anti-aired. So this is like not necessarily the best way to handle this. It works out because you get away with it, but if you just decide to block or evade this, you actually have to be really, really specific with your evasion, right? Because right here, Sakura that's huge. That's like 130 damage, 170 damage, depending on what she tries to go for. So that's actually a huge missed opportunity. And kind of a little bit of a strategic blunder, right? You just want to throw back. Throw fireball back. Okay. Okay, jumps, anti-airs. Good back throw. That's the correct choice. But the pressure. So this is similar to how Ken is using a lot of sweep, right? This roundhouse, right? So you want to go for Oki. You want to touch the opponent, right? But you want to think about what the situation you get is after you touch them. So here you get the back throw, and then you attempt to manually time a melee attack. Something more optimal here would probably be like a medium punch, or even like crouching jabs, or something that gets you better situations if the first one doesn't work, right? The first hit doesn't work. So here the first hit doesn't work, and you end up being punishable, right? Ken could do stand short, heavy uppercut here, right? Roundhouse is an auto meaty. I see. Is it on back throw? What's her back throw? She's +7 here. So she could do a 7 frame normal into the corner. But this is also -4, right? The choice to meaty is not wrong, but just the meaty you chose doesn't get you into like an optimal situation. If you had chosen to do like a medium punch, you have more options to follow it up, right? Your pressure continues, but right here the pressure ends after the first hit. Ken gets away with the walk-up throw, the sweep. Sometimes things like this are hard to deal with. You'll often see players. So, for example, you'll see this at all levels. A player will do something that's minus, but maybe not easily punishable. Let's just say for a hypothetical that this was like at the very tip of the hitbox. This was at like really far away. Ken might have a hard time punishing this if it was like at the tip. So instead of going for a direct punish, you can go and just take your turn. So here Ken kind of steals a lot of movement forward. He gets 4 frames of movement guaranteed, and then he steals a bunch to go in for a walk-in throw. That's something common you see that you kind of want to be ready for. But that's for like a later date. Sweep here. Okay. What is the blocking? What is the blocking? Okay, walk back. One of the bad habits that a lot of players have is that they default to walking backwards instead of crouching, right? So in Street Fighter, most attacks that hit overhead are generally reactable. Like 89% of the attacks that are overhead are reactable with block. And a lot of the low attacks, like low light kicks, even some low mediums, are fairly quick and difficult to react to. So when you're thinking like, okay, I want to defend, you want to make sure that you're crouch blocking, right? The only time you want to stand block is if you're blocking a high or if you specifically want the backwards movement. This is something that a lot of beginner players will get caught doing, is just stand blocking. Like even in the corner where they can't move back. Even high level players still do this. You'll find a lot of times that players have like just one preferred way to block. You really want to try to make sure that that's crouch blocking. Okay. Buffer. Buffered. So the reason this comes out is because it gets put in as a buffer. Generally, when you go for buffered attacks, you don't necessarily want to walk into the range that it will hit them, right? If you're going to perform... Let's go back a second here. Okay. Here we are. If you're buffering an attack, right, you want the opponent to walk into it, not you to walk into them. Because if you walk into them while they're retreating, right, the buffer is going to come out. Like just like this. Sakura walks forward into Ken, and then the buffer just immediately comes out. That's because Ken chooses to retreat right here. When you're buffering an attack, you just want to swing it, buffer it, and see if they'll walk into it. When you're approaching the opponent, you really want to rely on hit confirming the attack. Okay. Not the best punish, but a punish is good. Oki. Okay. Good decision, but the follow-up got missed. Here, for Ken, I would recommend using run. Because while you run, you have options to cover both rises. Okay. Auto meaty. So back throw here. He does back throw. Now, at this distance, roundhouse from Sakura would be a little bit difficult for Ken to punish. If this was blocked, Ken would have a little bit of trouble punishing it right here. So not a bad choice. Jump, anti-air. Anti-airs are just difficult. Like, at any point in a player's like journey to becoming Evo champion or whatever, anti-airs will always be difficult. Like, there's no way to get around anti-airs being hard to do. You just have to react and anti-air them. Okay, pressure. Jumper. All right.
Sakura wins.
So, round one. Fireball. Let's do Ken, or let's do Sakura. Sakura. Lost positional opportunities. Oh my god, I did not spell opportunities correctly. They'll talk about it. Mainly focus on Ken aspects. Okay, so wait. We jumped into a corner. Good reasons. And then let's do one for Ken. Not going for B&Bs. Round two, honestly, the same as round one. Sakura going for meaties that don't have strong follow-ups. Ken still missing some important punishes. Okay, game two. Let's go to game two. A lot of this is going to seem like really basic, but it is important to have strong grasp of the basic techniques, right? Because literally they will never go away. Every game you play will have to start with the basics, aka what some people call the fundamentals. Oh yeah, let's list down blocking, stand blocking. Stand. Sakura is also stand blocking.
Fight.
Okay. Here again, we see a situation with this fireball, right? If you jump over a fireball, right, you must punish their recovery. Anytime you jump over a fireball, the opponent has the opportunity to punish you, right? Bow, bow. Bow. So here, right, just like we mentioned in game 1, if Sakura does this, Ken should just reactively throw back, right? Just reactively throw the fireball back. Now, it is important to note that at like a higher level, when your position and your frame advantage at your position is going to be more specific, you're going to want to worry about like fireball clashing and fireball wars and stuff like that. Sometimes you're going to want a neutral jump or jump over a fireball empty jump for like a very specific frame advantage reason. But right here, just, I would say for now, just always throw back. If you see them throw a fireball, just reactively attempt to clash it, right? Because here, Sakura has the fattest opportunity to AA you. When you jump a fireball, you need to absolutely make sure that you're punishing them on the recovery of it. Because if they recover out of that fireball, that's your life bar, and that's a really bad situation because you're going to get knocked down. Or you're going to get air reset, which is just pretty much equally as bad. Okay, roundhouse. Anti-air opportunity. Hadouken. The hurt box below jumping. So, oh, we're talking about the red one. So this red on the bottom of Ken. Here, this will go through fireballs. So you see how Ken is not getting hit even though the fireball overlaps him? If that touches the green, Ken will get hit with this fireball. But he misses it. Okay. Nice combo. Okay. Boom. This is a decent combination. This is all, so Sakura right here is +2. She gets a mix. She gets a fatty schmix. She goes for the throw. This is not a bad choice. It advances your position, gets you a little bit closer to the corner, and you get that auto meaty. So that's good. Here, what is this? This hurricane kick? What is this? This is the shit that Ken players do, and it makes me want to delete the Ken Discord. Okay, so this seems like just like an errant decision. Like, okay, what does this do? Is this gonna hit him? Is it gonna touch him? Not really. So right here, deciding to hurricane kick before he even gets close kind of gives up a big opportunity for you to anti-air him. Now the jump here wasn't intended to go into the corner, but I still really want to point out that when you have the corner position, you want to hold it as much as possible. Okay. Hadoukens. Air to air. This seems to be a little bit of a habit. This air to air. The fact that you're choosing to anti-air is very good. But just this is a little bit suboptimal because again, you're going to get this air reset situation, and if you do a rising button, you will always come out on the disadvantage. You want to really make sure that your like habitual anti-air is a grounded attack. Confidence. This can definitely happen. This can definitely happen. What you want So let me put the camera on for this so I can use my eyebrows. If you're playing a match, right, and you feel like you don't know what's going on, like you get lost or you're confused or you're like, oh, this guy is just beating me up, I can't get any traction, what do I do, right? One of the greatest things you can do to get yourself back off the edge of the cliff, or like get your footing out of the quicksand, so to speak, is to limit your own options. If you get confused or lost and you're like, what the fuck is going on, right? Limit your own options. So instead of trying to be like, okay, I need to observe him more, let me note down these specific things of this situation, or let me just try to throw something at the wall and see what sticks, that can really easily lead to you getting more lost or more confused or even more disparaged because the opponent currently is in control of the pace of the match, right? So if you like while out, you're just absolutely forfeiting the control. You're kind of gambling, right? You're gambling on them making a mistake. But if you limit your own options, not only do you make less mistakes, you have less to focus on, right? And you are more able to specifically observe certain situations. So like, for example, if you're playing against a Sakura player and you're like, oh, I don't know what's going on, just pick two things. That's it. Just pick two things, right? Like, okay, I'm going to make sure that I anti-air him, and I'm going to make sure that I use my crouching medium kick where it will touch him. It could be literally any two things, right? That also works for like, if you're fighting a Blanca player and they're just going nuts, or you're fighting a Urian player and they're just unga bunga, right? It's like, oh, what the fuck do I do? So much is happening. Limit your own options. Just cut down the things you will want to do. Choose the hill you want to die on. That, what Zaku just said, where it's like, I lost my confidence and I'm just like going for something. That happens to literally everyone all the time. Everyone all the time. That's actually a really common thing to happen to a lot of players. You want to, the best way to handle that is to be like, okay, I'm just going to do this and this. This is the hill I'm going to die on. If these things don't work out, okay, all right, whatever. I just got outplayed. Got to practice up for next time. But you will do way better if you're like, okay, I'm getting lost. I'm just going to pick two things to do. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Highly recommend that. You'll see pro players do that a lot. Like, you'll watch excuse me, if you were to watch like Evo pools, watch like a veteran player, you know, like somebody who's been around for a long time. You'll watch them, they'll play against like lesser known players or people who you've never heard of before, and they'll lose a round or two. They might even lose a game, and then suddenly they just like bolt down and the other guy gets defeated somehow. And that's because they stop trying to be super fancy and they just pick two or three things that do better than the other guy, and they end up on top. Excuse me. Another reason why you want to do that is because if you do go, ah, shit, it's not working, if you really buckle down, there's probably like close to 10% more strength you can get out of the things you know how to do. Like, if you only focus on some things that you know how to do, there's probably like, you could probably do them just a little bit better. You could go even further beyond. Okay, so let's continue here. Oh, that was a good punish. Was it a good punish? Let's find out. Let's find out. This move is -4 on block. Let's go to the end of the round here. Hadouken. Okay. Incoming. It's 5 frames. Stand medium punch is 5 frames. Okay, so this move is -4 on block, which means that Sakura gets to do crouch jab, stand short. Right here, Zaku attempts to steal a turn back, right? He attempts to take a turn that's not his. Damn! 4 in a row? Alright, I see you. Damn, 5? Oh no. So right here, it's not your turn. This is in fact punishable. Not advisable. Yo, weird flex, but okay. I see you. Weird flex, but okay. Not really advisable what I'm about to say, but if you wanted to steal your turn back right here, right? If you said, okay, fuck it, I'm going in, the Dark Unga is going to be unleashed. Oh shit, my Hurricane Kick didn't work. I play Ken, EXDP, right? This is something you'll see. Yo, weird flex, but okay. But okay. Weird flex, but okay. All right, I see you. Weird flex, but okay. That makes 6. That makes 6. You'll see a lot of characters do this in situations where they'll be like -2, right? Even Sakura can do this, right? She could do like a Hurricane Kick on block, which is not easily punishable, but you can rip out the EXDP. This will catch them making a mistake. If you're punishable, like this is -4. So if you chose the EXDP right here, it would catch a mistake. But if you were -2, like say for example this was V trigger 1 Hurricane Kick, you could actively go, oh, you want to take your turn? Nah, it's still my turn, EXDP, right? I wouldn't advise to do that every time, but that is a mix-up you have. It's important to note that in every situation, in every single situation, even in this situation where neither character is at a significant advantage or disadvantage, you have access to the schmicks. You can mix the opponent, right? So you can mix the opponent when you're advantageous, when you're disadvantageous, and when nothing is going on. You have opportunity to always schmicks. Okay, here's an anti-air. With Ken, you always want to anti-air with uppercut, if at all possible. A medium or a heavy uppercut is good. Okay. Here we see the buffer again. This stand short gets buffered. The buffer is good, but the way you implemented it is very, very risky. Very, very risky. Because by walking forward, you may accidentally catch the opponent walking back. Because Sakura is so fast. So if you're going to buffer a short, you don't want to touch them with a buffer. You want them to come to you. So you want to, if you're going to walk forward, you want to just walk just out of the range of light kick, then swing it and buffer it. If he presses a button that's too slow, or if he decides to walk forward, like for example in this match he might try to walk forward and throw you, the buffer will come out. But if it whiffs, you just whiff, right? Okay, Hadouken. Okay. Okay, nice. This is good. Previously, Sakura was choosing to anti-air with air-to-airs, but this is excellent. Look at how advantageous Sakura is right here. Look at this. Sakura has so much time. She can do a meaty crouching medium kick. This is a meaty attack. He recovered into that. Okay. Not a bad choice. There's a little bit slight. There's a more optimal combo you could do here. You could probably do DP into super. But this is a decent punish. Anti-air opportunity. Okay. Here's some Ken specific stuff, right? So if Sakura, say she had done jump roundhouse a little bit earlier, Ken would have got duffed out of this. When you anti-air with if you have Shinryuken, you want to choose to do an uppercut first, because Shinryuken actually doesn't really function as an anti-air. Run VT1, Cold Turkey, the habit. Yeah, V-Trigger 2 can be really enticing to use. Okay, this is good, but the follow-up, again, like in the previous replay reviews with Zaku, the Oki is a good decision. You want to follow this, but this does not get you a super strong situation. Sakura had done something similar to this before in this same corner, right? Where she did throw and then roundhouse. That just gives up your turn, and it really actually lets you be punishable. Ken did basically exactly the same thing. You want to choose Oki that lets you flow into more offense. You want to keep it your turn as long as possible. Ideally, you want to try to turn the game into a single-player game. You want to take away options from them. And doing a minus move, even if this was -1, it would still be pretty much the same as far as like decision making goes. You really want to choose a move that's really plus and lets you stay as close as you can, right? So when you start to get Oki on someone, you want to try to pick a normal that will keep you close and then lets you follow up with like a frame trap. There's a really strong relationship between frame traps, staggered pressure, and throws. Staggered pressure is actually just a different type of frame trap, but we don't need to worry about that right now. Okay? Alright. So, I've seen Ken do a lot of jump-in normals. There's really only 2 normals you worry about. Well, there's only 3 normals you worry about jumping in with Ken. There's jump fierce, jump roundhouse, and jump medium kick. Right? This is kind of a sign that like there wasn't really a lot of foresight. You're just like, okay, I want to get close. I'm gonna jump. But what's the follow-up? If I do jump jab, what situation is it gonna get me in? Is it gonna be good as jump roundhouse? Is it gonna be good as jump fierce? Right? Jump jab is almost like a kind of like a non-option from Ken. Okay. Oof. You really want to.
Sakura wins.
A lot of characters have moves that you actually don't want to use. Like I know this sounds a little bit weird, right? But there are some moves that you actually just want to avoid. It's not really common in Street Fighter V. It's not as common in Street Fighter V because the characters' moves lists are really small. But in like Ultra Street Fighter 4 or like Tekken 7, I know Tekken is a 3D game, but just bear with me. There's like your character will have like a move list that's really, really big, and most of the time you're only gonna use like 5 of those moves. So with Ken, one of these moves is jump jab. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's note down here. Man, I gotta be honest, I'm not doing such a good job of taking notes right here. I'm not doing such a good job of taking notes right here. Actually, I'm not gonna do this by round because there's not super duper specific stuff. I'm just gonna do this by game. So, Ken jumping a lot with not much follow-ups. Sakura walking forward into buffers could result in a bad situation. Usually want to let them walk into your buffered normal. Okay. Still getting a lot. It is my mission. It is my goal in life to get hella good at making replay reviews. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna watch this last replay, and we're gonna talk about Sakura's fireball. So, I think at this point, Sakura kind of has enough time to say like, oh, he's jumping over my fireball a lot. Let me start throwing up ball. right? But there is a fatal flaw in Sakura's fireball game. And that is that when she throws Tengyo Hadoken, let's go back here. Go back here. When she throws Tengyo Hadoken, she reveals it before it comes out. Look at this. She is looking into the sky. Now, it's entirely possible that you may decide to jump before this comes out, but this is kind of like a non-mix. In this matchup, if you see Sakura charging the fireball and looking up, you get a free step kick. So as Ken, right? If you see this, you get to step kick her. Even if she doesn't charge it any, you still get to step kick because she has to go through the recovery. So just run up and just kick her right in the chest. Give her the push kick. Shout outs to push kick. Okay, more fireballs. This is good. Generally in this matchup, you want to be using projectile, not only to negate, but also, you know, for chip damage and stuff like that. Okay, Hadoken. Oh, almost. There's almost a target combo here. So, here, when you jump over a projectile, you want to make sure you punish their recovery. So, right here, once you see yourself sailing over the recovery, you want to choose maybe to jump fierce or jump roundhouse or something. Usually against fireballs, you don't want to empty jump unless you're at a very specific spacing. So you can get quite a bit more damage here. There could have been a back medium punch a whole target combo here. Right here. This is a step kick opportunity. She backs up. So you're saying like, okay, I know I want to jump over fireball, right? But look, she's looking into the sky. You jump far after this starts. This is what? How many frames is this? So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 27 frames of her doing this. That's almost half a second. That's kind of fast. But in Street Fighter, you know, if you've ever seen that meme, our world goes at 1/60th of a second, right? Like, this is actually a significant amount of time that you can observe this. This is some matchup specific stuff. So right here, Ken can actually get in for free. For Sakura to use Tengyo Hadouken, she actually needs to be really preemptive with it. This is a good follow-up. I don't know if this is exactly the most optimal thing she can get, but it's not bad. Okay. Hadouken. Here again, this is similar. This sequence in neutral that Sakura does, this walk forward button, is really similar to the things we've seen before. This is a little bit of a habitual thing. You want to walk in so that your button will hit them, right? But the button you're choosing to touch them with is generally disadvantageous, or you'll choose to buffer, which is like really risky. Walking up to touch them, not a bad thing. It's just what you're choosing to touch them with. If you want to advance, I would recommend using something with more plus frames, maybe stand medium punch, and something unbuffered. If you're choosing to poke the opponent after advancing, you really want to depend on a hit confirm and not a buffer. Here, like we've seen before, Ken is showing us all the options of jumping normals. Generally, you're only worried about 3 normals when you jump as Ken: jump hard punch, jump medium kick, and jump hard kick. So this right here, jump-ins Jump-ins are generally very plus. Jump-ins are generally very plus. This is only +4, but that's still a significant amount. Sakura can't actually do anything right here, right? So, except for EX. So you get a very strong mix-up after a jump-in. You could choose to frame trap them. You could choose to do something tricky, like throw or shimmy, right? Okay. Okay. This, while not optimized, is an inspired sequence, right? So Sakura needs to get out of the corner. Ken wants to keep her into the corner, right? So the fact that Ken stands in this position is actually pretty empowering for him. Just outside of the range of her attacks, right? This is what you want to do. When you have the opponent in the corner, this is the situation you want to put yourself in. You want to make it to where that they have to either react extremely precisely or have a strong anticipation as to when you're going to approach. You want to cage them in the corner, right? Because you're really, really in the driver's seat. So being at this position is good. Now the choice to sweep here, not so good, because if it doesn't work, you're in like a really bad situation. And if it does work, the situation you get is not as good as if you had done other normal attacks, but inspired. Okay, the jump in. A lot of people will jump in when they're like, okay, I want to pressure, but I'm not sure how to forward advance, right? This is like, I don't want to use the word impatient, right? But this shows a lot of unfamiliarity with the situation, because if you jump and Sakura anti-airs you, she actually still gets to get out of the corner. Sakura chooses to go for an air-to-air here. Anti-airing is good, but this choice is pretty suboptimal, because as we see like before, this is not a very strong situation for her. It so happens that she has the frame advantage, but it's not as good as it could be, right? If she had done a grounded normal, she would have got a way stronger situation. Air to airs have more swag. I would agree, but only with air throw, or if you have a juggling air to air. So Sakura right here, she could actually choose to air throw Ken back into the corner. That would not be a poor choice. Okay. Combination. Okay, so this is punishable on block. This is just some matchup knowledge stuff. Okay. Again, so jump over the fireball with no normal. Always want to jump and attempt to hit the recovery. So it looks like you're planning to get close and do the V trigger. This just straight up misses. This is if you're looking for V trigger, generally you want to hit it in a combo or as a punish, right? So if you're looking for V trigger here, you want to be a little bit closer, and just try to suck through the fireball. Okay, opportunity. Could have been a combo. This is good, but again, the normal choice here, very, very suboptimal. Oh, big anti-air opportunity. This is one of the reasons why staying just out of the opponent's range is really powerful when you have them in the corner. Because if they choose to jump, generally at a position where the opponent just can't touch you, you always have opportunity to anti-air him. This could have been his life right here. Okay. All right. This is good. Ooh. This is probably intended maybe as a crouch medium. I don't know. I'm not sure. No, you do the target combo. Ooh, roundhouse. Okay, buttons. Jump, good anti-air. But it was the backwards one. Generally here you don't want to let them out of the corner. I mean that seems obvious, but it is really, really, really potent. Air throw is cool. Hot opens. Oh, okay, risk. Ah. Bow, bow, bow.
Round 2.
Bow, bow, bow. Okay. Again, 99-second step kick. Heckin' risky, bro. This is the appropriate response. Oh, okay. Questionable jump in, normal choice. Always want to jump in with either jump fierce, jump hard kick, or jump medium kick. We'll crush counter city. Optimization possibility there. Okay. Hadouken. Oh, I got you. I got you. Yo, thanks for hanging out, man. Thanks for hanging out. I'm leaning. I was leaning. Okay. Hadouken. Dash forward throw. Roundhouse. So this right here, right here is really good. This giving up all the corner pressure. Ideally, you do not want to walk back unless you absolutely have to. You'll see a lot of players do this. They'll wiggle forward and back. Like they'll go just full screen away for no reason and walk back up. You don't really want to let that happen. Like right when she walks back, right now, Zaku's not in the corner anymore. Right? So, he's in the corner. He's in the corner. He's not in the corner anymore. He's uncornered. Right? The pressure goes away. So he could just walk forward and he's not in the corner anymore. Oh, okay. That was attempted to walk forward fireball, maybe? What is this? Yeah, okay. Good combo. Oh, Yaksu. There's this again. I'm curious to see if this got buffered. Does the DP come in here? No, he's just poking with it. Okay, so this is not a bad way to use a normal. Okay, Oki. Even though this is slightly better than crouching medium kick, it still doesn't result in any really potent frame advantage. So here, you gave up the turn by being -2. If Ken does target combo kicks to you, always stay crouching because the second hit never hits crouching opponents. Right? The second hit will never hit crouching opponents. So if Ken does standing medium kick, anti-Ken technology is to do a crouching normal right after. Because he can't hit crouchers, he can't frame trap you if you're crouching, and he's -2. So you'll always, the only thing he can do is really DP. So game 3, we see Ken still jumping a lot with no follow through. Sakura giving up positional advantage by walking too far backwards unnecessarily with no yeah, just by walking too far backwards. Okay, so recommendations. So for Ken, let's keep this succinct here. Ken, find a B&B to perform after Oki situations that starts with plus frame normal, with a plus frame normal attack. Try jumping less, and if you do choose to jump, use jump HP /HK or JMK. For Sakura, explore using other normal attacks that Sakura can poke with. Have more caution when using a buffered normal after advancing towards the opponent. Buffers generally are much safer if you use them to catch someone walking in. Find a sequence to other than sand hard kick after throw to aid in mixing up the opponent. SHK is nice, but often doing only HK can develop a habit since it is -4 on block and ends your turn even if you touch them at a safe distance, especially in the corner. Let's see. Find the best grounded AA option with Sakura. Air to airs are okay, but generally are getting you into inferior or disadvantageous situations. A grounded AA will enable extreme, much more powerful, much more potent, and oppressive follow-ups for Sack. Okay. Ken, go into training mode and practice crouch medium punch, tire combo 1, HDP, run, medium punch against, 2 quick rise. Make this the default option you choose when going for HDP Oki. This is good. This loops back into itself and is fairly strong. Sakura. Explore. Set the dummy to jump in with a recording. Have the dummy do a decent in normal and find what AA not only consistently stops the jump in, punishes the jump in, but also lets you land a meaty attack versus their air reset, and or lets you do a cross under mix up. All right, we in there. We in there. No, things to practice. Things for practice / training room. Another one for Sakura. Make objective to stay grounded when airing in matches. Play 3 or matches with an objective grounded when anti-airing. Go to training mode, practice crouch medium punch, target combo HDP. I see you, Kyra. I got you. Okay. Okay. Also, put the dummy in the corner and find what cross up normal you can. No, I'm not gonna put that. That would be too much. I was gonna say I'll find a good cross up normal. You know, normal, and see what ranges you can jump in and land it, and still jump in with it and make it combo into your grounded. Okay. All right. So we notice a lot of the players were dropping combos. Combos were short / unoptimized. Matchup knowledge. We saw matchup knowledge. Thanks, fam. We hydrated out here. Significant amount of jumping. Significant amount of giving up valuable space. Sakura jumped in the corner for no good. Ken not going for B&Bs, missing some important punishes. Ken jumping a lot, not much follow-ups. Sakura walking forward into buffers, could result in a bad situation. Usually with them walk buffered normal when walking forward. Try for hit confirms instead. I think we got to put that down here. Hit confirming. Okay. All right. Are we out here? I will paste this document into the almighty Discord server. I will also make sure to cut this VOD, so you guys will have the VOD. I hope that was useful. Let me load up Discord and paste in this document. If anyone would like to work together for a replay review, hit me up. Let me know. We will try our best together.